And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, Black Friday, and of course, that old outlaw, that old cagey outlaw, Waylon Jennings. And a banner week for weekly purchases, a big week, a lot of stuff through the door, and my local toy store down the road. I got 3 of them, had big Black Friday sales I did take advantage of. So we got a lot to talk about in the back half for weekly purchases. But of course, the front half is where we talk all the housekeeping. And right now, I'm just trying to keep my voice together as I'm starting to lose my voice. I don't know if it's the snow that came this week, the changing of the seasons, not exactly sure, but starting to slowly lose my voice. But bear with me. I'll get through it. I always do. But it better stick with me. I got a lot of unboxings to do this weekend. As of course, during the week, I got my day job. I got a lot of travel. I got a lot of meetings to be at and things like that. So I got to get my stuff done this weekend. We'll see what happens with that. Fingers crossed at the end of the day. But let's start it off with housekeeping, of course. The big one, we're in the month of December. It's the holiday season. We will announce the winner on Patreon here at the Monday probably is what we'll do that video to see who won the Santa McFarlane, the November giveaway on Patreon. But now we got a December giveaway. Hit the link in the description below to join up on the Patreon. Of course, all kinds of stuff going on there. Early access to both YouTube channels, videos, bonus stuff, giveaways, things like that. But the December giveaway, CM Punk Walmart exclusive Supreme. That will be the giveaway. A little bit of a ding up here at the top. It's not minty mint, but still a good one there. A little hard to find right now. A lot of people looking for CM Punk. This will be our giveaway for the month of December. So check out the Patreon. Hit it up in the link in the description down below. Check that out. A little bit of a recap of the week that was here on the channel and other channels. As I was on the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast this week, they have the Boozin' with the Toys monthly show. I was a guest on that, so if some of you guys saw me out there, a lot of good times on that one. Also, next week, for other Major Pod subscribers, I guess, to their Patreon, I will be on the show, The Captain's Log with Joe Shoes on Tuesday night for his live stream. A little Q&A stuff, a little chit-chat, a little discussion. So check that out if you're into the old Major Pod group. I will be over there next week as well, talking Tuesday night. So stay tuned for that one. And a lot of stuff to come on the channel very soon as well, as far as live streams, things like that. So stay tuned for that as well. But let's get into the week that was. As part of the reviews, we'll go through them fast, of course. 2 channels going now. Make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels. A lot of content, I know, but there's a lot of videos going on. But this week, Spider-Man No Way From Home, or No Way Home wave. We unboxed all those figures this week. We also unboxed the Green Goblin from that wave. We also unboxed the brand new WrestleMania Elite wave with the Build-A-Figure Nicholas. Got that all unboxed on the channel. We did a Ripper, Copperhead, Shockwave, General Hawk, and the Trouble Bubble. We did a ton of G.I. Joe Classified series. I'm here for it. A G.I. Joe a day keeps the doctor away, but makes your voice go away, I think. Who knows? But we got a lot of G.I. Joes unboxed on the channel. We finally got a big one. A long wait. Finally here. The Turtle Van. The Turtle Van finally came through the door. Unboxed the brand new NECA Turtle Van on the channel this week. Check out that review if you missed that. We did an AEW Top 5, the Top 5 CM Punk figures from AEW. Of course, CM Punk very timely with his return to the WWE this week. So we did that unboxing, or I should say that countdown this week as part of our Thursday countdown. A lot of best of countdowns coming. We're probably going to start that next week. A lot of best of videos coming over the next couple of weeks, so be ready for that. Get your list together for the best of the best. And you guys know we've unboxed about every single one of these figures this year on the channel, so I got firsthand knowledge of my opinion with these figures, that we've seen them, we went through reviews for them. We're going to do our top 5, top 10s of all of our favorite lines that we review here on the channel, so stay tuned for those coming up the month of December, probably even a little bit into January. Much more on that. We did our weekly top 5, or our weekly Jakks Classic Superstars video. We did that on Tuesday. Jakks Classic, near and dear to my heart. A lot of talk about that on the channel very, very soon to come, so be ready for some more Jack's Classic Superstar discussion. Demolition Chases from the Big Rubber Guys. We unboxed the Chase versions this week on the channel. Power Rangers Super 7 Ultimates, the latest wave. We finished that up this week. We also, on Channel 2, we unboxed the brand new NECA Pee Wee Herman. So we unboxed that on the channel. Genghis Frog was our Tuesday Turtle video. Every Tuesday, we're doing a Super 7 Ultimate over there on the Kyle Peterson 2.0 channel. Turtle Tuesday, we're calling it. A brand new Super 7 Ultimate Edition unboxed every single Tuesday. Follow along over there. We did a Hazmat Suit Batman and Jim Gordon Batman. We unboxed that. Sinestro Platinum Edition over there. We unboxed that. Jokerized Batman. We unboxed that one over there. And then we did a bunch of different Jokerized Batmans over there. And then the 2 figure hunts. There's a figure hunt video on both channels. Make sure you check out both those figure hunts. See what's going on out there at the stores. So a lot going on the channels as usual. A lot of videos. And as always, even more content up on Patreon. James Brown of YouTube, put the cape on me. There's a lot going on a daily basis. And a lot more to come very soon and into the new year. So you want to subscribe. Make sure a lot of cool stuff coming. So more on that when we get a little bit closer. So stay tuned. But now we got to turn our attention to it. The question of the week. Here we are at the question of the week, and if you want to be the question of the week, put your question in the comments down below, and you might get answered next week in weekly purchases. But this week, Seagull3407, a return question. He made the grade this time. Question of the week. As the Midwest authority on pizza, what are your current top 3 favorite frozen pizza brands? Now, I don't know if I'm an authority. I'm more of a pizza king, as some people do know, as I do wear a lot of hats in my life, but I also do pizza reviews. Check out the Iowa Pizza King on Facebook, and I've been on podcasts, I've been on the news, I've been on things, talking all things, the delicacy that is known as pizza. So I do see myself as a bit of a pizza connoisseur out there, and I've also lived the life and walked the life, as I did work for Kraft Foods back in the day. A lifetime ago is what it feels like. However, at the time, Kraft Foods did Tombstone, Jack's, California Pizza Kitchen, DiGiorno Pizza, a lot of our favorites we eat every single day. Of course, a lot of that stuff has been sold to Nestle now and does not even taste the same. It's more cardboard than anything else. But frozen pizza is one of the most fun things in the CPG industry, consumer packaged goods industry, that I like to really keep an eye on and see what's going, because much like craft breweries, there's a lot of craft pizza companies that come in, come out with their frozen pizzas. There's crazy flavors, awesome flavors, weird stuff all the time. We even see there's a $14.99 frozen pizza in my area, which is absolutely crazy to me, because at that point, it's almost cheaper to order a pizza than to get a frozen pizza and do all the work at your home. That being said, though, I love frozen pizza. I try to try every frozen pizza I ever can. I always travel for work, and one of the customers out there, I don't have anything to do with them, but I always stop in and take a look at the pizza section. It's a customer called Woodman's. If you're in Illinois, Wisconsin, you probably know all about Woodman's stores, but they got like 6 aisles of frozen pizzas. It's just heaven for a pizza eater like me. One of these days, I'm going to get a cooler. I'm going to bring a bunch of these back home, and it'll probably cost me $1,000 in frozen pizza. But I absolutely love frozen pizza. I've tried about every single one of them, at least the ones that are in the Midwest in my areas. Now, there's tons of local stuff all over the place, and I'm going to mention a few of those right here. But my top 3 currently, I'm going to go Pasquale's Pizza. Now, very timely here is actually Pasquale's reached out to me today, and they are going to donate or give me, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. They have a whole new line of frozen pizzas, and they want me to sample them and try them out. So I'm actually going to pick up some frozen pizzas today. Can't wait to do those. Of course, Patreon members, you get my weekly pizza review videos. Usually me and Emma sitting through, going through pizzas. We'll probably do those pizzas here in the next couple of weeks, so be ready for those. But Pasquale's a local one. Central Iowa is where it's made. I think it's made in Humboldt, Iowa. It's not everywhere, a little harder to find, but man, I absolutely do love it. Going back to my early days working in a grocery store when they would sample and demo those all the time. Just one of those frozen pizzas that got that extra ingredient. Love. That's what it has, because it's a local baked kind of thing. But I absolutely love those. A favorite of mine. Not going to be for everybody to be able to try. One that swept the nation the last couple of years throughout the Midwest, especially. Lots of Matza Pizza. Very interesting. When they first came to market, I was not a fan at all. They did change a few things, fixed a few things. Now it's one of the best working man pizzas you can find. $7.99, $8.99, $6.99 depending on sales. So a little pricier than your Totino's or Jack's or Tombstone, but get what you pay for. That is a very good, strong pizza, if you ask me. Lots of matzah. And then a bit of a sleeper that maybe isn't for everybody, but one of the absolute best frozen pizzas, but absolutely one of the worst pizza restaurants is Home Run Inn. Now, it's a Chicago-based chain, but they do have frozen pizzas. An amazing frozen pizza. It tastes different than anything else. I really do enjoy that one, going back to when I first had those like 20 years ago. But I remember seeing the restaurant for the first time when I traveled to Chicago, and I said, wait a minute, I'm going to go into Home Run Inn. I didn't know they had a restaurant. Went in there, and the pizza was terrible. I said, give me the frozen pizza all day long. So very strange there, but there's a lot of pizzas I really like that come and go, and we see that a lot in this day and age. Is, you know, companies come in with a new frozen pizza and it disappears pretty quick. It's tough to compete with the big dogs. I could talk for hours and days on planograms, things like that for frozen pizza and the changes on all that, especially with my former life working in a grocery store and working for Kraft. But I'm not going to get into that. But those are my 3 favorite frozen pizzas. Now we got to get into it. Let's get into the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. Looks like we got 3 rounds this week. Like I said, it was a busy week through the door, but it was also a very busy week being Black Friday. So there were some deals and steals out there. Hopefully you're taking advantage of them. Still deals to be had over at Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Entertainment Earth, use discount code Kyle. Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description down below. A lot of places got sales. Got to get a deal out there, especially this time of year. I hate this time of year because I see all these deals and I look back and said, man, I spent a fortune on this. One example right now, Entertainment Earth, as I'm filming this, has the Mezco Destro in all-timer, an amazing action figure. Normally like $112. $50. You can use discount code Kyle, save 10% on top of that. Man, that is a deal of a lifetime, and I'm happy I got the figure, but man, I could have saved $50. That's just a kind of a thing that we're seeing a lot this year. Talked about it a few times in toy news, things like that. I don't think that'll happen next year, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But let's get down to it. Let's get down to the old weekly purchases. Let's start over here. Let's start with some Zombie Sailor. Got the Black Strap Black Friday edition. Andre the Giant through the door. So we got Andre. We'll unbox this compared to the Blue Strap Andre as well, which we already did unbox on the channel. Stay tuned for that review. CM Punk. I did come across these. As we said, there is going to be the giveaway this month of this figure, but I did get one for myself. I needed a minty mint one on card. Finally got that one there. So I got the CM Punk through the door. But we're not done with AEW. We got a little chase action through the door. We got the Bunny. She came hopping into my collection right through the mail. There's the old Bunny. And of course, she is no longer with AEW. So a first time, last time in the line right here. I might be on the lookout for a loose version, or I may unbox this one. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens there. But the Bunny through the door. And you can't have a Bunny without a Danhausen. I did get the Chase version of Danhausen as well. So 2 chases through the door this week. I'm here for that. We got a rare and a Chase edition. 1 of 3,000, 1 of 5,000 through the door. But then we're not done with AEW. Got another 1 of 3,000. We got the AEW exclusive. Now, you guys know I got this 2 weeks ago or so on the channel. And I said, gosh, I really want to open this up, but I'm not really sure. Well, thankfully, or I guess, thankfully, it came back up for sale. I ordered one. Well, this one came damaged, have a ding corner on it. I'm okay because I'm going to open it up anyway. So I will be opening this 4-pack up on the channel. We're going to find out if there's fuss about that one. We'll see what happens. But some AEW stuff through the door this week. How about that? We're not done with wrestling. How about good friend of the channel, Cody Rhodes? Going to see Cody Rhodes here in a couple of weeks. I'll tell him everybody says hi. But Cody looking real good here in the brand new Top Picks line. I had to pick this up. We'll talk about it when I get into the unboxing and the review of that one for all the reasons why. And then, of course, Ringside Collectibles coming in hot this week. Have not got around to unboxing these yet, but we will on the channel as we do get Greatest Hits Edition Typhoon. We got Greatest Hits Edition Earthquake. We'll be unboxing those 2 together on the channel, so be ready for that. We got good friend of the channel, not really, but from my parts, I guess we'll call it, Seth Rollins. We got him through the door this week from the Greatest Hits. What's up? A timely return with R-Truth returning to the Elite line and the Greatest Hits line again. We got R-Truth through the door. My boy, Roddy Piper, Nada himself, or John Nada, depending. We got him through the door from the Greatest Hits line. And we're not done. We got more movie stars. We got Scorpion King Rock through the door this week. Looking good. And then we're not done there. The last and final one, Brutus the Barber, the Beefcake, through the door from the greatest hits. So we got those via Ringside. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%, but not done at Ringside as we already did on Box this week. I got after it early. I wasn't traveling as much this week, so I got after it. Trish Stratus, we got the WrestleMania Elite. John Cena, good friend of the channel. We got his Elite, of course. Got to have The Rock to go with that John Cena. We got him through the mail. And then we got, of course, Pat McAfee and Little Nicholas. We got a kid joining up in the Fig Fed. We got Pat McAfee. We got Nicholas. We got a lot of fun right there. So we got those guys through the door as well. So a lot of Mattel Elites as we're gearing to the end of the year. Going to have to get that top 10 list together. Always difficult for Mattel as we get so many Elites over the years, every year, that it's tough to make that top 10 list. But it will be coming to the channel very, very soon. Stay tuned for that. And then a little UFC figures. I talked about my local toy store having a sale. Ended up picking up the UFC Brock Lesnar. Picked up the Iceman, Chuckle Liddell. Oh my gosh, there's a throwback. And then I got the Monster. Had to pick this one up. Never owned this on card before, but we got the Monster Kevin Randleman. Going to square him off with Boss Rutan. It's going to be that epic showdown once again. Pride packaging on that Kevin Randleman. But they had a bunch of UFCs. Somebody must have cashed in their collection, something like that. I didn't really want these, but I said, boy, you don't see these very often. I'm going to pick them up. Maybe we'll do some old school UFC unboxings on Kyle Peterson 2.0. We'll see what happens there. But picked up some UFC figures and some wrestling figures this week. But that's not it. Stay tuned. Round number 2. All right, time for round number 2 of weekly purchases, and the hits keep on coming as I did get the third and final Reptilian. I got the other 2 last week, got the third final one this week through the door, so Reptilian Army complete. We will be unboxing those on the channel. Stay tuned for that. Of course, part of the Thundercats line, as we do know. Also got a big one here. We got Nosferatu Super 7 Ultimate Edition here. Always a creepy one, and I'll say it right now, probably the creepiest, scariest Dracula of all time. Gonna try to see if I can get my dad over to unbox this one. He is saying he's retired. I can't believe this. We'll see if we can convince him differently. We might need to get a petition to get my dad back in the game. We'll see what happens. I don't know. He's retired, though. He said he's retired. We'll see. Can I get him to help me with some of these reviews? We'll see what happens. Stay tuned to that. Dad, you can't retire. You can't retire. We just can't have it. So we'll see what happens there. You guys in the comments tell him not to retire. Or tell him to retire. If you want him to retire, tell him to retire. Maybe we can sway him. Maybe we can sway my dad. We'll see what happens. But Dad, we got a Phantom of the Opera to unbox. We got Nosferatu to unbox. There's still work to do. There's still work to do. So more to come on that. Fingers crossed. We do got Spider-Man, No Way Home, Green Goblin. We also unboxed this week the MJ, the 3 different Spider-Men, Naked Sandman. Check out that review and find all about my confrontation with a naked man in a hotel hallway in Chicago. Oh, that's a story time with Kyle we'll never forget. Check out that Sandman unboxing. We also unboxed Matt Murdock as well this week. So all that stuff through the door this week, including the Green Goblin. We also got this one. This is technically for my daughter, but I have it in my pile. I'll give it back to her, I swear. We got the Spaceman. We got old Ace here looking really good. Emma's excited. She's going to put this in her new bedroom. Emma had a big week this week for weekly purchases as she got an entire new bedroom. New dresser, side tables, bed, new mirror, new mattress, all the bells and whistles. Killing my wallet, but she's got a brand new room. So shout out to Emma in her new room and her Spaceman. She will have a part of that room. So there you go. The hits keep on coming. Pee-wee, oh man, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, an all-timer. Pee-wee's Playhouse, another all-timer. And who knows, Big Top Pee-wee, could it be an all-timer? It's to be debated, I guess. But we got Pee-wee from NECA through the door this week. Check your stores, that's starting to hit. Another one I feel my dad needs to come over for is this is my dad's all-time favorite modern horror icon, we'll say. It is Pinhead, the only guy that could square off with my boy Lemmy. Of course, we all remember that square off from Hellraiser 3, I think it was. Maybe, something like that. We'll see. But there it is. There's old Pinhead himself, the Ultimate Edition Pinhead. I felt like I needed him in my collection. I got Jason, I got Freddy, I got Michael Myers, I got Leatherface. Pinhead seems to be the other kind of big guy, if you ask me. And Dad, we need to unbox him as well. Come on over. Come on over. You're always invited. You're always welcome. And then I did get this one from Walmart this week in the mail, and I did find it in the store the same day it was coming in the mail, which is always interesting. But it is the Foot Soldier Kino 2-pack Did get this, and of course, if you're looking for this, hitting Walmart's right now. You will also see the brand new Turtles 3 2-packs are starting to hit, which reminds me, I still need to unbox those from San Diego Comic-Con, and I still haven't unboxed Motherboard from San Diego Comic-Con, so I still got work to do. Man, oh man, I got the work to do, no doubt about it. So we got all this stuff, but we're not done with round number 2. It's Yo-Joe November into December. Target exclusive Trouble Bubble Python Patrol through the door this week. Another all-timer, of course, but we're not done there. We got Copperhead, an all-time favorite. We got a Cobra Officer. Got to have those. Agent Helix. Oh, is there some conspiracy around her? You'll have to check out the unboxing. We're not done there. An all-timer. One that really blew away my expectations. Dreadnought Ripper through the door this week. Of course, another big-time leader of the Joe team, General Hawk through the door. And we're not done yet. We got Shockwave, another all-time favorite from when I was a kid. And then I did, just for good measure, get a second version of the Cobra Officer. Got 2 of those. Little army building action right there. So there it is. Round number 2 of weekly purchases. We're not done. We got one more round. Stay tuned. All right, here we are, the third and final round of weekly purchases, and I got a couple of gifts in here. We'll talk about those in a second, but let's dive in here. I did get this one. Couldn't pass this up at 25% off. I did get the Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards Marvel Select. I also got the Invisible Woman. So I got both of those at a good deal. I couldn't pass them up. I was like, I was on the fence, 25% off. Made me pull the trigger, which in return made me go backwards in life, and it made me give me one of those what are we doing moments, as I did pick up a loose version at my toy store of Things. So I got this guy $14.99, 25% off. I felt that was a pretty good deal. I used to have this in my collection. Heck, we unboxed it on the channel a year or 2 years ago. What is time? And then I since said, I don't need this. I'm going to sell it. So I sold it. I also sold, of course, my Human Torch on 2 different occasions. I've had 2 of that Human Torch. Guess what Kyle just ordered from Amazon? Yes, you're right. The Human Torch. So now I'll have the Fantastic Four complete. What are we doing? I don't know sometimes. With the Thing through the door, Mr. Fantastic, and Reed Richards through the door as well. But we're not done. I talked about some of those gifts. Ant. Yes, Ant out there. That's what we're just going to Ant. He sent it to me. He found this at like a flea market antique shop. It is an Ultimate Warrior poster from back in the day, and he said he wanted to send it my way as he knew I would appreciate this. And I'm going to get this framed, and I'm going to put it in my office at work, is I think where I'm going to put this one here. So always appreciate it when somebody would think of me and do something like that for me. So shout out to Ant, a good brother out there. So thank you once again. I also picked this up at my record store day. I guess it was record store day on the Black Friday, but also the Black Friday sale. I finally picked this up. I went back and forth numerous times. I have a minty one of this one, but I said, you know what? I'm a part of the Double Up Club in the Jakks Classic Superstars line. I have the Ring Giants loose and on card. This Hogan always felt like it should be a sister or a grandfathered into the Classics line. I had it mid-unboxed. I said, you know what? I'm going to get a loose one. Got it 25% off. Couldn't pass up the deal. So the Hulkster came home with me this week. Whoa, he's going to knock everything over on his way out, I think is what's going to happen. There we go. Hulkster, stay put right there. But we're not done with the weekly purchases. They keep on coming this week. As I did, of course, at that local toy store, they had 25% off. Well, they had a screaming deal on Mythic Legions. And you guys know I dabble in the Legions. I've been picking stuff up for the last couple of years. I got a ton of them I need to unbox. As of right now, I'm more of a mint-on-card collector of Mythic Legions. But maybe one of these days we'll do Mythic Legion Thursdays or something on the Kyle Peterson 2.0 channel. We'll do that maybe. But I did pick up a few of these guys this week. I picked up this big guy looking good. I picked up the Stratos tribute figure. I've been playing the long game. Finally picked him up this week. 25% off. Same thing with the Web Store edition. Don't call him Emmanuel Lewis. Let's call him Web Store. But I picked him up this week as well. And then I did get this one, and I do got a little buyer's remorse on this. This was like $130, but it was from Legions Con a couple weeks ago. It was that 2-pack from Legions Con. So I did pick this one up. We'll see. I guess it looks interesting enough. You can't beat a skeleton, and I'm definitely going to use one of these skeleton heads on the astronaut figure. There's no doubt I'm doing that. So maybe it won't be so bad. We'll see. But we'll unbox that on the channel probably eventually as well. So a lot of that kind of stuff through the door this week. But then I got one more gift in the mail this week. And shout out to Germany. Beautiful this time of year. And Germany, known for their heavy metal. So a lot of good heavy metal brothers over in Germany. But Stefan sent me this. He sent me a nice little letter here, a nice note, as he's been watching a lot of my toy hunt videos. He loves a good toy hunt, and I hear it from a lot of people that your area, in Germany in his case, doesn't have as much stuff on the shelves. There's not as many places to hunt. I totally understand that. But he's seen a lot of my videos talking about Masters of the Universe 2000X collection. How I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about dabbling. I'm thinking, do I pull the trigger? Do I get in on that? Well, he was very nice and said, hey, I have these sitting around. I don't have them displayed, don't have anywhere. I'd like to send them to somebody that would appreciate them. So he sent them to me out of the goodness of his heart. He also sent my kids some German chocolates, some German candy. Very nice of him. So good brother Stefan sent me those, and we'll run through these real quick. We got Stratos right here, an all-time favorite of mine, as you guys do know. We got old Cyclone, oh, watch out in the sky. We got Cyclone sent. We got good old Buzz Off, a favorite of mine as well. I love these guys that float in the air, apparently. We got Mecha Neck, another great one, another all-timer. We got Mecha Neck through the door. We got Orko, oh, the magician with the heart of gold. We got Orko through the door. An all-time favorite on the villain side for me, Trap Jaw, looking nice. We got, I always forget this guy, not Strodos, but it's a Zodak's buddy there. We got him. We also got Merman, another all-timer, as we do know. Everybody loves a Merman. We're not done there, though. We got Roboto, a robot with a heart of gold. Roboto through the door. And then we got Whiplash, the big version of Whiplash right there, looking nice. Not done, though. Ram Man, another all-time favorite. Everybody loves a Ram Man, no doubt there. Gotta have He-Man. You can't have a He-Man collection without He-Man, of course. And the hits keep on coming. We got Manny Faces through the door. And Stefan, what a nice guy. Man-at-Arms, of course, another all-time favorite of mine. Love me some Man-at-Arms. So, good brother. Shout out to Steven sending me those all the way from Germany. Definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate things like that. And I guess my hand's been forced. I got to slowly start building this collection together. As we know, there's a lot of figures in this line. But I might dabble. I might start picking up some of these as we see them, as I got to get a deal out there. And I might just ramp up and pick up a few of those over the next months, who knows, years, things like that. But there it is, another busy week in the weekly purchases department. A lot going on, and I expect a lot going on for you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you pick up for Black Friday? You get any steals and deals this week? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and the other YouTube channel. Leave a question in the comments for the weekly question of the week. You can be answered next week's video. We'll see what it is. And then, of course, don't forget about Patreon for that CM Punk giveaway, early access to all the videos, bonus content, you name it. It's all going on over there at the old Patreon channel. Patreon, the best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget, social media, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and Instagram. And, of course, you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.